Bonafide Hustler here, and we have another video where I discuss things that sold at my antique booth. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the inside of my house, and yeah, we have another episode of things that sold out of my antique booth. So if you guys are looking for ways to make money, one of the ways that I make money is putting things in my vintage antique booth, which is inside of an antique mall. It's pretty cool. It's here in Austin, Texas. And by going through this sheet, you kind of get an idea of the things that I can sell in Austin, Texas. So that's what the video is going to be about. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the Bonafide Hustler, and don't forget to get the free guide right here. It'll teach you 50 items that I typically look for at garage sales and thrift stores, and I just sell for cash, you know, for some good money. Subscribe, all that stuff. Let's get right to it. Okay, so the very first item, and by the way, this is an over $1,000 check. The checks get cut out every 2 weeks. So yeah, over $1,000 check here. First thing, daughter's jacket. I think I'm $7 into this from a garage sale. I think this is a jacket that's common, I wouldn't say commonly found. It's kind of a weird boho style jacket for women. It's oftentimes, I think, found at Anthropologie or at Urban Outfitters, but it's called a daughter's jacket. Anyway, $7 into that. The check got cut out for $44.50. Next thing, it says percolator, but it's not that. It's like a actual coffee espresso maker thing, but it's like a vintage style one, like a two-stage looking thing. Anyway, there's a picture right there. Go check it out. I labeled it as percolator, but it's not. This thing has been in my booth for a while, so probably some years. I think I'm like $1 into this thing. $17.80 is what they paid me for it. Next thing, a belt. Now this is definitely, belts are kind of cool things that sell in my booth. I know that the belt that sold more than likely was a Western belt because I have some of those in my booth. So it's an example of a Western belt. You can see it in the picture. I oftentimes get into these for like $1 or $2 at a garage sale, sometimes up to $5. And this belt paid me for $34.26. Next thing is that antler beer opener or a bottle opener, right? It's basically a bottle opener, a beer opener with an antler at the end of it. So nothing crazy. I usually get into these for like 25 cents up to about $2 at garage sales. That one sold for $19.58. Okay, next thing, a jacket. So jacket's a very general term. Usually when I make the tags at the booth, it could be a suede jacket, whatever jacket, Chore jacket, leather jacket. So this picture that I'm showing you is just a basic jacket that I could sell in the booth. I probably should get more descriptive with my tags, but anyway, usually I get into jackets between $1 and about $10. And in the booth, this one sold for $53.40. Next one, MCM vase. Now, if you guys are following the Bonafide Hustler journey, you guys know that at a garage sale, I picked up this vase for not very much money. I want to say it was somewhere between $1 and $5, like not much money at all. I had it listed in the booth for I think $650, and then someone called me with an offer for $550, right? So the booth can call people that come up to it with the vase. It was called a L.E. Smith or something like that, like Nubby Buddy or Nubby Butt vase. Really cool, about 31 inches tall. And so people can kind of walk around with items. They can go to the front of the antique mall where they check out, and if you've shopped there before, you can actually get them to get in contact with the sellers of the item. And so I got a call one day or a text just saying, will you take $550 for the vase? I greenlit that pretty quick. Of course, that's a great return. The more time that was gonna elapse where the vase was gonna be in the booth, I figured at some point it's gonna get broken or toppled over. But yeah, not something you see every single day. This vase probably came from the 60s or the 70s. The check for that, great return, $489.50. Really good return on that. Next thing, a Chore jacket. Now, a Chore jacket can be something that looks like a Carhartt style jacket or a Wrangler style jacket or any other, you know, manufacturer that makes a jacket that's relatively tough material. It can be denim, it could be suede, it really could be. But more times than not, it's probably canvas, like a very hard canvas. I get into Chore jackets for, I don't know, like $1 all the way up to like $15, honestly. And this one sold for $48.51. Next up, a mirror. Now, most of the mirrors in my booth are ornate mirrors, and they have like very kind of ornate outsides to them. A lot of them are oval, to be honest with you. Few are square or rectangular. Mirrors we get into between about $5 and about $22. That's just like the spread that it seems to be with mirrors. So a mirror that would look like this would be You know, average in the booth sells for $133.06. So that's pretty good. Next one, a jacket. Again, very vague kind of thing. Could be any kind of jacket at this point. $35.60. It could also be a windbreaker. I classify even basic windbreakers as jackets. So next thing, a tape. Now this is usually a rock tape or a pop band or something like that, but it's an audio cassette, right? These are cool because they're harder and harder to come by, and usually when I buy them in bulk. But a tape in the booth, $8.90. That's not too bad. The really collectible tapes, I mean, they can be on eBay between like 10 and like 30 bucks. So, you know, selling it in my booth for $8.90 is great. All right, next thing, black boots. Now, this could be black cowboy boots, or it could be black paratrooper jump style boots like the picture shows. Don't know which ones these were, but these are oftentimes bought between $1 and about $5 at a garage sale. $35.16. Next thing, boots. This is probably Western boots. Could be any style Western boots, but oftentimes they're pretty basic, single tone Western boots that don't belong on eBay, so I put them in the booth. Usually $1 to $5, sometimes up to $10 on these. $39.61 is what they paid me for it. Next thing, hat. Now this can be a felt cowboy hat, it could be a straw cowboy hat, it could be an actual trucker hat, don't know. I oftentimes get into these things between $1 and $5. This one, $21.81. Not too bad. Next thing, plant stand. Now I know what this is. This thing, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're about 20 bucks into this, and this is a kind of like made in India, could be even Indonesia, redwood or teak possibly, but it was definitely carved, and it was like a foldable stand that you could put a pot in where a plant would be in the pot, you know. So really cool looking, very cool, very one of a kind. And I think it only took like a month or two to sell. Plant stand, we're no more than 20 bucks into this, $88.56. So interesting kind of item to sell in an antique booth. Next thing, a puppet, hand puppet. It was I had like 3 rubber hand puppets in the booth. The 4th rubber hand puppet just was like completely cracked and everything, so I threw it in the trash. But this one came from the same haul that the MCM vase from earlier in the video came from. Probably 50 cents or $1 into these hand puppets. $17.36, so that's not too bad. And then the last thing are Justin boots. Now this is specific. Somehow I labeled these as Justin boots, so these are probably single tone Justin boots, black or brown. And oftentimes we get into these for $1 to $5 at a garage sale. And this sold for $61.86. And there you go. That's a, you know, check right there from the Austin Antique Mall to me. The total of the check, $1,149.47. Pretty cool. If you enjoy these videos, then let me know. Follow the channel and comment down below. And I hope to inspire you guys with some cool finds that you can look for at garage sales or estate sales, and you can put in places like antique booths. Now, obviously, you can sell a lot of these things on other avenues as well, but I'm just showing you in the antique booth sense what has sold on that particular 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.